بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. نرحب فيكم يا جماعة. Welcome all. So what we are up to? So last time we have arrived at the quality characteristics, and you already have had seen the assignment 2 requirements, and you already have selected the project as well, the case study, in which you need to apply the quality characteristics. Okay, the quality characteristics. Last time we have taken the quality characteristics. However, I'm going to continue not in this figure. I'm going to continue. Wow, هاي كلها مهم. زين. I'm going to continue with this slide, and the reason that I want to continue with this slide, and then we can return to the 2 slides regarding cost of quality. The reason is that this is what I refer to as slide number 31, I think so, or 30. In the case study, I have mentioned the slide number, and this is the slide number that I mean, in which you are going to use to apply, I think so, 6 or 7 of the quality characteristics. خلنا نشوف ثانية واحدة. Quality. Assignment 2. Okay, but you cannot see this. I'm looking by myself. Yeah, it's written apply 7 of the quality characteristics to the following case studies. طبعا بين قوسين, between brackets, we have slide number 30. Slide number 30. Good. So we are talking about what? We are talking about slide number 30. So this is slide number 30. So we will go again. We already covered some of them. And if you have any question to any one of those characteristics, please do go ahead and mention it. Okay, reliability. So we start with reliability. We already have taken what is reliability, and we said that how reliable you are to the customer. How reliable and options do you provide to the customer? Last time we were talking about part of reliability is part of the return policy. And it could be part of the return policy is there something kind of a compensation, as well as one of the students mentioned. So how much you are reliable in dealing with the customers? If you don't have enough, if you don't have the room, do you have some kind of upgrades where you upgrade the room for a person or not? Do you have it or not? So this kind of a thing, that where you have a place where the person who's sitting in the front desk, facing the customer, he has the authority to be reliable. He has the authority to do the upgrade. He has the authority, which is part of the return policy. يعني مثلا, if you go to the front desk in the hotel, and maybe he doesn't have the authority of the upgrade to a room if they don't have the room available, but he or she may go to the manager, and the manager has the upgrade, who's sitting inside in just a side room there. However, if you go to a shop where you want to return your shoes, for example, okay, I don't know why you want to return your shoes, and then well, let me say something else. You want to return your flash drive because you bought a flash drive and it doesn't work. So the person who's sitting there inside in the front desk, he takes you to the customer support section, in which she or he can decide to take your flash disk back, and then they allow for a return policy. Even for a return policy, some of them would go for refund. It depends how reliable are you to go for refund, or sometimes it's just a replacement. So what I'm trying to say again, what I have said last time is it's all about what? It's all about being reliable to provide something for the customer. But always to feel the impact. This is how I think, at least. Always to feel the impact. I say that now, if you don't have any reliability at all, would that affect your customer or not? You take it, you cannot return it. Okay, خلاص. So you already can feel the impact. Wallah, I will go to someone else who allows me to return it. I will go to booking.com, as I said, because it allows me for options where I can cancel the amount. I don't know, when I say booking.com, يعني it is something maybe I'm used to, but let me make sure. Do you know what is booking.com? And is there someone who doesn't know what is booking.com? في أحد ما يعرف?
Me.
Okay, you see that it's good that I ask, because sometimes if I don't ask, it is not clear. يعني, so it's very important to ask. And when I say example of a restaurant, everyone can understand that. Hotel, everyone can understand that. But when I mention an example of booking.com, maybe not all of you will understand it. So just a second, just to get an idea about this. Okay, so نشوف booking.com. من زمان. I didn't go to booking.com for a long time now. Okay, so that is booking.com, and continue as Bassam. Okay, so where are you going? I'm going to go to Mecca. Instead of Mecca, let me say I want to go to Amouj, to Rotana Amouj, مثلا يعني Amouj Island. And when you do this and you say, well, check in and check out, when I want to check in, I want to go 2nd of March and leave 3rd of March. I 2 adults and I have children, 4 children. Well, 3 children. The elder one, he will not come with us. For example, I'm just guessing. And then it tells you filter. You see how options it gives you. These options are part of what characteristic? If you go to our characteristic here where it says informative, you see how much information is there. This word, informative. Accuracy of facts, booking.com, if they said that there is only 1 room left, it means 1 room left. If they tell you the price is 50 BD, it is 50 BD. So they don't go around it. They're very clear about it. Okay. What else I wanted to mention? So it is informative, and it also gives you the options where you can select. And this is something else. شنو أبغى أشوف هني? Flexibility. I don't mean exactly flexibility. There is a word here that I can't remember what it is. And let me talk about other stuff. Accuracy of facts. Yes, this depends on your experience. I already said that I saw that there was accuracy of the price, the size of the room. When it says there is a pool, that means there is a pool. When it says there is a hair dryer, there is a hair dryer. When it says there is an iron to iron your clothes, that means there is an iron to iron your clothes. Responsiveness, you can see how fast is the website, and so on. Let me continue. So you can select here if you want to. Find informative, you can imagine the prices, you can imagine the details here, and you can see the location of all the hotels. This is the location of all the hotels in Bahrain, and similarly to any place in the world, and you can do the same. Okay, so for example, I want to stay in the Grove Resort Bahrain. So I click this Grove Resort Bahrain, and then it shows me the prices, how it looks like from inside, and so on. And then it gives you Cordoba Villa for 6 people, 2 full beds, 1 queen bed. The price is 55 plus 12. 12, that's taxes and charges. Sometimes people do not concentrate on that part because the price is 67. Okay, it's not only 55. And it gives you some more information about the hotel, and then it tells you that this is the rating based on the people who rate it. It is a top pick by families with children. Okay, and it makes sense, like it's a villa, so that is why it is mainly with families with children. There's a free private parking area. It's a quiet street view because it's near the sea, so it's really quiet. It's really quiet, and it's beautiful. Availability, check-in, okay, availability, and that here where it says that, do you want it with breakfast or without breakfast? How many villas do you want? Okay, there's another person looking at your date, okay, in the last 10 minutes. This is part of marketing and putting pressure on you. It means book fast because you're going to lose it, because this person is also looking at it. And down here you can see that it's non-refundable. So the reliability example that I wanted to give, it doesn't fit here. It's all non-refundable. By Kilum, non-refundable. All of them are non-refundable. Maybe the option I have selected is the option that I have is very it's very difficult to get a refundable price. So let me take another example. ART Rotana Maj. Maybe sometimes you don't want to search here, you want to search this part here. I'll go to Ammaj or Rotana, for example. خلينا نشوف RRT Rotana. No, not Majestic, the other Rotana. ما في؟ مو موجود. Let me go to Movenpick. Movenpick is not, you know, Movenpick is near the airport. You already can go to Dohat Aradi, don't need to stay in Movenpick. But the example I just want to show you here, you see how it shows you free cancellation before. And here, free cancellation before February 28. Today is February 28. So they are saying that if you book now, till the end of the day, you can cancel. Okay, so these are examples. You can see here how many free cancellation of many different different rooms and how many people can stay. So I think so it's clear. So that is booking.com. So if you don't know what's booking.com, this is a kind of where you can do some kind of booking. Very similar to Agoda, for example, but maybe for Agoda it is less informative. Okay, so it could be less informative. If you go to some other website, it happened to me once, but it's not always. It could be because of the place that I booked in. It happened to me with Expedia, but Expedia is good. According to many people who told me, but because I got something wrong, well, they booked for me a hotel when I went to the hotel that I booked in one place in the world, and then they told me you have no booking. And sometimes it happens, and this reflects something about the travel agent. We have an online travel agent, but it tells you something about them. For example, there's another very good هني كانت Expedia sponsor here Agoda, where it is less informative in comparison to booking.com. I remember when I went to travel agent, a very old travel agent, the old people know them. It's called Galaxy. And before there were no booking.com, there's nothing, and you need to go to a shop, and you need to go to a place where you book everything. So I booked my place. I went to Thailand, and when I arrived, I went to the hotel. And before I going to the hotel, I had some people in the way here. Well, they told me that they're the one who took me from the airport, and they told me that this hotel is closed. By closed, إيش معناته? The hotel does not exist. خلاص. And then, so how did Galaxy book for me a hotel that does not exist? So I did not believe. To be honest, I did not believe. I thought that they're lying to me. and I told them I need to see this by my eyes. So they took me here. I saw with my eyes that this is totally true. It is closed, and it has the name of the hotel on it. And they booked another hotel, which was much better, to be honest. So it means that Galaxy, which is a travel agent, it is dealing with another travel agent in Thailand, and it is the one who booked this hotel by mistake. And after they have discovered that it closed, they have made a replacement for me. So they were reliable in that sense. But it was not easy on me and my family to wait for about 2.5 hours or 3 hours just because of this issue here. Especially if you're sitting in a place which is not your country and you feel that you will not find a hotel in that day. You will sleep on the streets. This is the feeling how your family feels. Even if you, as the one who's responsible for the family, you know that there is a solution, but they will not believe you. They just tell you, we will sleep on the streets tonight. We will sleep on the streets tonight. It is not safe in Thailand. We will sleep on the streets. So you hear this continuously and you just get panic. It's life. It's life. We learn. Okay, so that is about reliability. Talk about durability. I have already talked about other points, but I'm going to go again through them. Durability about the, for example, I just gave you the example of booking.com. Sorry. So I just gave you the example here of booking.com, where it tells you free cancellation before 11:59. So it gave you a duration. Now that duration that is allowed, it's a permissible period where you can cancel out this booking here. And by the way, if is that considered as part of quality? We say yes, it is considered as part of quality, because if you didn't have this durability, and someone gives you durability of 1 week, the other gives you durability of 1 day, you're going to take the one with 1 week. So that is the reason. And the durability here is 28th of February. It's all because of my search, because my search says when I search money 2 to 3rd of March, right? If I didn't select 2 to 3rd of March and I change my search and I say that, well, Allah, I want to go from 16th to 17th of March, you will see this durability will be changing. Okay, a new search, move and pick. Okay, so we go down there and you're going to see now the free cancellation is before 14th of March. So you see, like it gives me 3 days before. It's because I selected 3rd of March. That is why it gave me the 28th of February, which is 3 days before it. So the duration is really good. 3 days before you going to your hotel, you can cancel, and that is really good. And it's part of quality, it's part of reliability, and it's also part of durability. Okay, and I already gave you examples of durability regarding renting cars. Number 3, safety. Okay, it's a safety part of it. It depends on what you're talking, Yani. But definitely safety is part of it. But how more safe is not, Yani you go to a restaurant, and in that restaurant they tell you that we have safe food. Are you kidding me? يعني شنو safe food يعني؟ زين حتى السمبوسة safe food. يعني so يعني what I'm trying to say is that يعني safe food is not something that you want to market for food. Okay, يعني maybe sometimes it's tastier if it's not safe stuff. زين. Okay, I'm having many examples in my head, but I just don't want to say it. So if you go with your friends and for camping and have food together, you will know the meaning of safe food, especially if you have, we are boys all together, Annie. The quality of food is really good, very tasty. Forget about very clean food. Sometimes you feel the taste of many other things else. Okay, so talking about going to a restaurant, would you ask, is your food safe? يعني لا يعني of course not, of course not, definitely not. يعني maybe you will ask about if it is halal food, يعني which is nothing still to do with safety. Halal food is something else. I don't know where I can enter it here. So what I'm trying to say here, safety, if you want to talk about safety, it's better to reflect it in cars. Now I can understand that, well, yes, for cars it makes a lot of sense. يعني, and it makes a lot of sense when I want to buy a car, which is different even from renting a car. Because renting, you're going to rent it for a few days, but for car for life, you're going to buy that car for life, which is different from renting. And buying it, that means you want to stay for it in for a very long time, and definitely you want a safe car. And this sometimes people say, well, I take Volvo or Mercedes because it's safer. Talking about Mercedes and Volvo, they are surface, especially maybe Volvo is very popular that it is safer, but there are many issues with the mechanical parts. يعني. So you have another thing that is really not very reliable. It's not durable. It does not live for long, يعني, which is another issue as well. So there are other stuff that you look at, not only on safety part. So when you go to a Volvo car, if you talk about quality, if you think about safety, you will say it's quality. And this is how they market themselves. But if you talk about other stuff, reliability, durability, and so on, and then you will see something else. You say, la, Volvo is not my first option. And I'm talking about myself. You may have a different opinion. يعني ولا خلينا أسأل يعني which car do you like؟ خلينا نسألكم. Which
I'm
car do
thinking
you
to
like?
buy a Lamborghini when I become a chemical engineer and I have salary which is like approaches 5,000 PD, inshallah.
Okay, he reminded me with my son when he was younger, when he used to tell me I want a Ferrari, and I used to be in my gym's car, and I always said, oh my God, Ferrari just has 2 seats. يعني you only have 2 seats. يعني even if you want two of your friends who to come with you, you cannot do it. You just need to select one. يعني until I made him hate Ferrari car. I don't mean that he hates it, but
Yeah,
the thing that I was playing with what, with some characteristics of what, of
the car.
quality, yeah, of the car. So I was trying to remove some quality characteristics from his head, just to convince him of what, to convince him of something else. يعني طبعا he will not buy a Ferrari. He doesn't have that amount of money, and I don't have it. يعني and I think so. يعني Ferrari has no place in Bahrain. And if you want to drive it, where are you going to drive it? يعني ما أعرف. ياسر الحد يعني it's all about 100 120.
It's just about something you love, like in this life.
True. And you already can see how things are different from one person to another, which is normal. Is there someone else wants to mention another car for me?
Two students have written in the chat.
اوكي صدق انا ما انتبهت في التليفون انه طرشوا.
One said Toyota and the other one said Subaru.
سوبارو. حلو سوبارو عجبتني يعني. Well, if you talk about Toyota, for example, you could talk about durability. You could talk about safety to some extent. It depends on what car. يعني you could talk about شنو بعد. They are ready to assist in terms of service. صح? They are ready to assist in terms of service. I don't know if it is simple to understand. Are their cars very difficult to understand? زين خلينا
Maybe
نشوف.
yeah,
صدق مثل شنو؟
like the program of the car, how it works, how the system works when you are driving, for instance.
عطني example just to make it يعني more interesting.
Like maybe Genesis car, which is the safest car in the world. Perhaps the program itself is complicated too. to do
Okay.
millions of functions at the same time.
Many different functions يعني true, it could be يعني I went with Mercedes Vito. I love it. I really love it. طبعا but يعني it's not easy to understand every piece and part in it. يعني it has a lot of options, and sometimes it's just difficult to understand. And طبعا maybe the car is not a very good example, but if I take different mobile phones, and this is my opinion again يعني Samsung, iPhone, شنو عندنا بعد Huawei, I have
Nokia.
difficult Nokia ماشي. Oh my
No one
God.
is using it.
يعني I had many difficulties to understand how to use Nokia. Many difficulties. يعني before يعني I'm talking about the new versions of Nokia. The old versions of Nokia in 2002, 2003, it was number one يعني. So that was a different era. But talking about currently, I still have difficulties with Huawei مثلا. It's difficult to understand, and I cannot use it with يعني it's not practical, very practical to me. If I want to get what I want, it's very annoying. But again, this is my opinion. So for me, quality here is that this is not practical as part of me. For you, maybe you see that, voila, this is innovative. The mobile phone is very flexible. It's better than iPhone. It's not very flexible. iPhone is very rigid. It has very straightforward options. So maybe you look at quality at a different way, and I look at quite a different way. And this is why I buy a different phone than what you buy, because everyone has different quality characteristics that fit my use or fit your use. Okay, so that's it. Hello. So Toyota is good. Subaru بعد حلوة. يعني I like Subaru, by the way. يعني it's not very well, it's not popular يعني it's still in Bahrain, but it is a good car. And then hello. So we are taking many different examples, as you have seen. يعني I'm taking the examples of products. I'm just changing the way of how I'm explaining. I just shifted. I'm taking an example from you, and then I'm applying the quality characteristics to it. So I just change the way of how I'm explaining. Timeliness. يعني a very good example. You go to a restaurant again, sit on a chair, sit on a chair on a table, and you order for food. And after you order for the food, let me write. I'm not good in drawing. By the way, my brother is an artist, but I think so. I'm not even 1% of him. كلش يعني. So you order a food, وتنتظر الجارسون يعني like the waiter, and the waiter takes يعني لو سمحت please can you come, I want to order inshallah. After 2 minutes, لو سمحت please I want to order please. Okay, just a second. لو سمحت please I want to order please يعني yes I'm coming now.
You should leave, doctor.
يعني طبعا you can leave. You already said that you should leave, right? يعني يا ربي.
You have to give them a lesson.
Yes, exactly. يعني you want to give them a lesson, and this is part of timeliness. So timeliness is part of it is quality. Okay, it's part of quality. يعني yesterday I was waiting in front of a room in a hospital for my father, and I went waiting for the doctor just to tell me about my father's situation. And I was waiting there for يعني بدون مبالغة for about 1 hour and 5 minutes. 1 hour and 5 minutes. Say 1 hour. طبعا I was thinking for a moment about timeliness, and that why? Because the time that I went, the doctor did not tell me that he's busy, and after 10 minutes they told me that he's saying that he's busy and he will come to you in 5 minutes. And after again 10 minutes or 15 minutes, which is about half an hour, they told me that he's going to come now in 5 minutes. And they just started saying this many, many times. And I was very kind to wait. Sorry, I don't mean word kind, yani. I was very patient to wait till somehow I started getting out of my control, and then I started doing my calls. Through my friends, because I have friends and I can get through the doctor very easily. And then within 2 minutes, he came out to me. He said, "Oh, sorry, Dr. Bassam. Now you know that I'm Dr. Bassam, you're coming out to me." يعني. I didn't say that طبعا, بس يعني للأسف the thing that quality in terms of timeliness, it is very related. And you can see the example in places where you can leave and another place you cannot leave, as the example of the hospital. So when you told me leave, I just remember the example of yesterday that I cannot leave. Okay, so you can see timeliness, how it is important. Accuracy of facts. I already gave you examples of accuracy of facts. When you want to book a hotel, when you want to book a car, when you want to book anything. Even if you want to buy a house in Bahrain, and they tell you it is a 2-bedroom with one whatever, with one bathroom, and then you go there and you discover that it is 1 bedroom, and the 2nd bedroom is just very small. It's very small, of 1 to 2 meters, like no one can live there. So sometimes you feel that they play with the facts and they are not accurate, because the word bedroom means at least 2 by 3, and they need to mention that it is a small bedroom if it is a small bedroom. Again, accuracy of facts. So if you want to book something, or you want to buy a house, or sometimes you buy a very small product, at go to Mother Care, go to DJ Sharaf. انتوا تروحون وين يا شباب؟ I think so. I leave that to you as well. Do you have example of places you went and it was not accurate from the facts that they have given you? عندكم examples?
سوق التنين.
سوق التنين. Oh, okay. okay. That is a very good example. I think so. That is a very good example, because they always tell you about a lot of features, and then you discover that they're not a fact. They're not at all. صدقت والله. صدقت. I still remember the lights that I bought for my home, down lights, and I changed them by myself as well. And and they told me this 2-year warranty, and they told me that it may be less, but definitely for 18 months you will never have a problem. Allah wakilek, it was only 2 or 3 months, even less. And all of them started sparkling. يبقبقون عندي. So that was an accuracy of fact that they have told me. So I think so Dragon City has a lot of details, but still many people go to Dragon City, right?
Yeah.
Still many people go to Dragon City because it has some other stuff. It's related to price, maybe. Some of it, they are efficient. Efficient, that means they do it what they want to do in comparison to the input. Because efficiency about you're putting input and you're getting an output. So how much you put in for money, for example, and what output do you get? So in terms of efficiency, they're really good. In terms of effectiveness, it's something else. Okay, sometimes they are also good, but I'm saying that sometimes the idea is that they are efficient more than they are effective. That is the idea that I want to reflect. Okay, responsiveness. Responsiveness, maybe some people mix up between timeliness and responsiveness. When I say the example again of the waiter, when you order for a food and you're waiting for your food. So timeliness, that means the time you order and you call them to order, they come to you within no time. So that is timeliness. but when he responds to you, how do they respond? They could respond with a smile, or they could respond with a very sad face, or with an angry face. So coming for a person, whatever you want to book, yani for a hotel or for whatever, coming with a face like that, or coming with a face like that, or coming with a face like that, and everyone is going to give you a different feeling, and each feeling of that is what is quality. Is quality بالضبط. يعني coming with a face like that, يعني حنشوف it became angry with الحواجب, okay, with no face at all. I don't know what is this. Okay, this one is happy. So I'm just playing with the faces. I enjoyed it for some time. Responding to you, again, it's very important to know it's also part of quality. Courtesy, سعادة, courtesy. I need a word in Arabic for that so that it becomes easier.
المجاملة.
شلون؟
المجاملة.
ممكن مجاملة، بس لا، في كلمة ثانية أنا أدور عليها.
أتوقع بالعربي بالنسبة إلى كورتسي.
والله مجاملة يعني هي، بس يعني ترى الكورتسي is it's more than مجاملة. It is يعني treating with يعني very gentle. يمكن the word here gentleness, friendliness. It's more like that than the word مجاملة. So it's being treating with gentleness. يعني it makes you feel that you are number one in this place.
مجاملة يعني دكتور.
بعد مجاملة تركب اوكي ماشي، لان احنا في البحرين when we say مجاملة يعني sometimes it reflects a negative feeling. Okay, which is correct. يعني they also يعني قاعد يجاملونك هم، صح. You're also correct. Yeah, you're still correct.
They want you to feel that you are the best and
sometimes it works, صح.
Yeah, sure.
Hey, sometimes it works. And they make you feel really good, and you're the best person. Okay, so I think so it's very clear. So this is also part of quality, on making the customer feel very ease, very happy, very satisfied, very attractive. They also make you sometimes feel that you are very attractive. So be careful. Yani the thing that they really put you in a very good position, that you feel that there's no one better than you, and you don't know that they do this to everyone. Okay, great. Informative, I already gave examples of informative, about the more information that you have, even though that sometimes information becomes sometimes very crowdy. And in this case, this thing is little crowdy. Maybe my eyes got used to it. I think the design here is beautiful, but if I take you to another design, okay. Again, search. I didn't select the country. Anything, يعني, just sake for time. Philippines. I'm just selecting
Germany.
Germany. كان والله ممكن أختار Germany. Maybe some of you know about it. يلا, best price guarantee. They improved their site. Their site was not like that before. It was not like that. It was more crowdy. And let me see. I still feel, my feeling, this one is more neater than this one. I don't know why. But, and by the way, I told you last time that the example for Agoda, where they gave me high percentage of discount, where they give always 75% off. They throw the price from higher price to lower price. So they have something different that you also can find. And عموما, this is not really crowdy. Sometimes you go to places where it is really crowdy. By the way, there are many travel agents today, when they do business, they use those websites there, and they do the booking. So there's no magic of their business except that they know how to do this booking through these travel agents. And because they do a lot of booking, they get special discount rates, and then they can have a direct contact to the people of Expedia. He can call them, and they have good relationships, and they give them additional discounts as well. So this is part of a business. I have some friends, or at least my brother, he does that. And so you can have a lot of discounts. And for example, ART Rotana Amwaj it's 80 BD per night or 90 BD per night. So I still remember I went there for 15 BD per night. So it happens. if there are special discounts. Today we give you many examples about كلها booking which are different from every time. Well, this is beautiful and neat. I think so they improved their websites. It was not like that before. I didn't deal with them for some time.
The second website, you are like saying that.
Because the thing is that I became very loyal to booking.com. I forgot about the others. And I think so they improved a lot. They really improved a lot. So again, what I was trying to get, that is it informative or not? It is informative. مشكلة time is killing me because if I go into the details here of Agoda, how much it is informative is another story, because I still remember there were some details about let me see here. So it talks about air conditioner, it talks about free Wi-Fi, airport transfer. There are some details. Coffee shop, it doesn't say details about the coffee. Maybe you can ask about that later. It talks about there's a swimming pool. You can see the restaurants, the name, you can see how the swimming pool looks like, and so on. But they say indoor and outdoor, and you can see the indoor and the outdoor. It is indoor and outdoor at the same time. That is why you have the same photo, okay. So going back, what I'm trying to say here, you can see that informative could be through many means. It can be through pics. It can be through information about details, about the place that you're going to go on, about the price, and so on. Availability, how much they are available if you need them. مثلا the IT people in the IT directorate in University of Bahrain, how much they are available if you want them. If you have a problem in the email, okay, how much they are available. Registration period, how much is the registrar available if you need them, if you need help. Okay, so I just changed the examples, sorry, from booking to availability, because I think so this is a good example. How much
they are busy all the time.
Sorry?
They are busy all the time, as simple as this.
Which is an issue, صح? And it is good to know this. It is good to know this from your side and their side. Even from their side, we know that they are busy. That means they are doing something. But if they know that they are not available, which means that puts their quality of their service down. Okay, so they need to know that. Simple to understand, which is I already gave examples. Simple to understand using a mobile phone or a car. Efficiency, I mentioned that efficiency is like fitness for use. You want something to use and it does the job, and as long as if it does the job, that is an efficiency. Even if it doesn't do the job even better for you, maybe better, it doesn't have a meaning. It's enough that it does the job. Readiness to assist. Hello, readiness to assist. I mentioned the word availability, and I think so the same example for the IT or registrar at University of Bahrain, when they say that they are ready to assist. Ready to assist, that means you know that if you're going to send an email, you will get a support. Sometimes you feel that if you send an email, you will never get a support. And how do you get this feeling? You get this feeling if you go and try to get a support or try to get someone to assist you and you don't get it. It's like throwing your the suggestion box. I don't know if you have seen this suggestion box. If you see a suggestion box, everyone is going to tell you, just throw. If you want no one to hear you, if you don't want anyone to hear you, just throw your suggestion in the suggestion box, and no one is going to know anything about your suggestion. If you want to complain, throw your complaint in the suggestion box, but I can assure you no one will listen to your complaint. Why did people think about this in this way? They thought about it in this way for one reason, because every time they throw their complaints inside, no one replies. So what I want to reflect here, is there a readiness to assist or not? Is there a readiness to assist or not? Okay, integrity, I think, so is very clear. اللي هي النزاهة is to be very honest, very clear about what they're trying to do to you. And I think so you will confirm what I would say, and very sure that if a person is not nazih, if a person is not honest, he has no integrity, you will never deal with them. You will just never buy even one product from them. You cannot trust them. And because of that, you can already see that there is no quality. There is no quality with a person of no integrity. Of course, cleanliness, I already gave an example of cleanliness. If you go to a hotel to buy a car, or sorry, rent a car, La ilaha illallah. Okay, so if you go to a hotel or you want to rent a car, or the example that I mentioned about going to a shopping mall, or on the way, istirahat, on the way, and you find that the toilets are not clean. Anything, mall is not clean, car is not clean. When you took your rented car, the room in the hotel not clean. All that reflects what? It reflects quality. Imagine you're entering the plane, which is going to take you from one place to another, and it is very dirty. Okay, someone who vomited in that plane, and you still can smell the vomit, or you're going to sit on a seat that has any traces of that vomit. Sorry, I'm giving you this example, but it just came to my mind, to reflect how cleanliness is important. Reasonable cost, I think so. Dragon City would explain all that, and this is why people go to Dragon City. Innovative flexibility, you already reflected that. مثلا, you can reflect that Samsung is very innovative in the features that it adds, so that I'm going to buy Samsung. Maybe la, if I want to buy a laptop, I'm going to take an شو يسمونه I forgot the name. MacBook. شنو قلت؟
I said Mac. And iPhone is okay. Better than Samsung, in my opinion.
شنو better than Samsung?
iPhone.
Okay, yes. If it was talking about, for example, innovative, you would take iPhone is more innovative than Samsung. طبعا, I also have people talking about Samsung is more innovative than iPhone. So at the end of the day, if every party, Samsung or iPhone, can prove that they are innovative, they are quality. They are quality at the end of the day. And Mahmoud is mentioning that flip books are innovative, for example. I totally agree. Flip books are very innovative. Now I have the Microsoft Surface, which looks like a flip book. They are very innovative and very I really like it. Flexibility, مرونة, and I already said that. Many examples of flexible. Maybe the word flexible and reliable, they are very confusing. They are very close to each other. I don't have something in my head because they are very close to each other. I cannot separate them. I cannot separate them with an example, especially with the time. I need to finish up. خلاص يعني practicality. I already told you that sometimes if something is practical, it does the job that you want to do, or it is not practical. Sometimes it's too complicated that it is not practical. So the word practicality is really very important. You want to put a very high quality of a lift at home, but the lift is going to take a lot of space, so it's not practical. Okay, so you see sometimes it's just about practicality. You want to buy a very big fridge, which is quality, but it does not fit the place that you have. It's not practical. So practicality, that means it does the job that you want, yani, and that your system. Yani, Ali, thank you for that. Reliability is more about consistency. I totally agree. Yani, this is part of it, that you're consistent with something that you always produce, and you don't change, which is a little different from flexibility, that they allow you with different options. I totally agree. So most of the examples I have presented for reliability are for flexibility, I would say, and reliability is more about how much you're producing the same thing within the same time. Talking about pumps, for example, and valves, in a certain system that you have, if you have two pumps, if one is not working, the other one will be working. It's about being consistent and always producing the same product. Okay, so you always can get the same product that you want. Why? You have high reliability. Why high reliability? Because you have a redundant pump. If this doesn't work, the other thing will also work. So this is part of being reliable. And imagine that you will have always one direction of series of operations, in which if your supplier is not available, you don't have another supplier. And if you don't have another supplier, you will not be consistent in producing or making the product available to your customer. And that will be a problem. Okay, I think so we are up, mashallah, with all the examples. I took 7 minutes. Thank you very much. يكفي اللي خذيته من التايم. And sorry for this additional time that I have taken. يعطيكم العافية. Any questions? Very quick one. Anyone has something that's really holding in his throat?
Me, please.
Good.
Thank you, Doctor. Like the main difference between something efficient and something effective, like the efficiency and effectiveness, confusing.
Yes. يعني okay, you're asking me. أنا probably بتكمل. The efficiency is comparison of input to output. So as long that it's giving you the certain output, it depends on how much. يعني مثلا it's a comparison to your to what your expectations are. So I want to buy a tire for my car that lives for 1 year, and it lives for 1 year, so that is good. Is it effective for 2 years? It is not effective for 2 years. However, I just wanted it for 1 year, so that was good, effective for me. Now, talking about another person, I want to buy a tire also for 1 year, but instead of cost 50 BD, it costs 200 BD. And that person will say that is not, it's maybe could be effective, but it is not efficient. Why? Because the input of money that I put, I'm not getting the expected output that I'm expecting. So in terms of efficiency, it has low efficiency, but it is effective. So you go back again and say what? You say that efficiency is different from effectiveness. What most quality people go through is efficiency more than effectiveness. And effectiveness goes into another characteristic, not the efficiency characteristic. Okay. يعطيكم العافية. شكرا جزيلا، نشوفكم على خير يا جماعة، مع السلامة.